Good morning, beautiful people. Good morning. Good morning. I will never get nobody name up. They was like, they was like, is that a wig? What was that? I said, I don't know. I don't do hair. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say the other women that was in there. Some that at the Mariners, they was laughing at the gym with me this morning. They said, we know you gonna put them hairstyle. I said, I am. So I know, because we got 130. I said I am. I'm going to put it up there. Now, one downvote is Liddell or Kansas. I'm not messing with it. Rocket, cold. But look who they said that was Crockett. You got Stephen A. Smith attacking her now. Jasmine Crockett.
Attacking our whole nationality. So it ain't nothing new with him. He's the fastest racer. He all that. He let you know who he is. He ain't holding him up.
But he black.
Stephen Miller ain't.
No, Stephen A. Smith.
Oh, man.
I'm talking about Stephen A. Smith. You ain't see how they said to me, y'all wrong. Y'all wrong. I mean, listen, hey, some laugh with you, some laugh at you. They laughed at me plenty. Now, I'm laughing too, shit. But hey, it is what it is. But boy, we was rolling. They was like, you gonna put them pictures up? I said, I am. She the one brought up content. She said, are they trying to use stuff for content? I said, well, she gave it to me. This what I had wanted to say. I was watching one guy. I was looking for his video, and he was talking about like in Chicago when they raided the hotel. And I get both sides, not the hotel, the apartment complex. But and as he was breaking it down, and it was like what they doing is what they not telling people is, and it's bad on both sides. But these was the ones that the Democrats had when they took them to Martha's Vineyard and everything.
Yeah.
What's up?
I can't. I just can't fathom that, right? Like, I'm still stuck on, you touch my kids, I'm touching you. It's that serious. And the fact that he's just letting this man skate by, but a dude who does something peaceful, that rallies the community to do something peaceful, right? How often do we see people today get groups of people together, rile them up, and go set them loose? Jed gathered a group of people, got them focused, and did something productive, and he's the fucking monster? This is some bull.
We are here.
Good morning, people. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm going to just sit back and be like, what y'all put in the chat, I guess we can talk about. I'm going to be quiet on this one. See, good morning, Avis Hopkins, Common Sense, Mama Quill, Concrete Jungle, Air Tar Heel, Terry Nixon, Hassan Pinchback, Georgia Boy, Michael Cooley. What y'all got? Go for it, family. Go for it. I'm just here to listen. Wanda Smith, good morning.
Sending you a picture real quick, Mick. I just got something on the Creator Studio side.
I think I seen that always. It's a seminar, some class coming up.
Yeah.
Demetria Payton, good morning. Denise Cousins, good morning.
Might be interesting to check out.
Yeah, I seen it. Yeah, I seen it. I got the email. Good morning, family. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Andre Holland, good morning, good brother. Good morning to all the lovely people who want to wake up with us. Could have been any other place
at all,
but you decided to come here. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Constance, good morning, good morning, good morning. All I can give you is my best. I ain't gonna try to shortchange you. I know y'all got something to talk about. Put it in the chat. I ain't come on here just for y'all to stare at me. Come on, put it in the chat. Let's get to it. Y'all gonna make me go check one of the hottest Facebook groups in the world out. Okay, if that's how y'all want me to do it, I'll go check it out. I'll go look for myself. Okay. We see the man himself. Well, good morning, beautiful people. Let me see. Let me see what we got. What's going on, y'all? Ain't I would tell any. Let me see. Let me see what y'all got on here this morning. I'm trying to see. I've been I've been seeing a lot of things. Let me see. The lovely Beverly Biggs, Levy. How you doing, beloved? How you doing? Sweetheart Shell, thank you for tapping in, beloved. I ain't going nowhere. I wouldn't let you go nowhere. Sir Sidney Green Sr. in the building. What it says, Neely been a busy boy putting out this ketchup. Hey, family, what'd you say, Denise? He been busy. It's hard not to be busy. The lovely Avis Hopkins, thank you for tapping in. You Denise Cousins, you ain't you ain't letting up off of them, as you found. Only thing I can say, get out and vote. The voting matters. Hey, look. Hey, you said Clinton transcript. I saw the little video they put out where Hillary was having a meltdown. I saw the video. I saw the video. Cassie Skier, thank you for tapping in. Yeah, I'm telling you, I saw the little videos. I've been laughing like some of the stuff. Even Bill is listen, family. It's rough. The lovely Felicia Martinez, thank you for tapping in, and good morning to you. Good morning. Good morning. I'm sorry. Let me see. Let me get back on here. I was looking over here in politics. Look at Tony. No, he did wrong. Tony, I was seeing some of the stuff.
Yeah, what'd he do?
And put up Bill Clinton. He looked like he might got you know, Bill. How old is Bill Clinton? Ain't he about Bill
is right now.
Sweet cupcake on break. Thank you for stepping in, beloved. Ain't he about
Let's peek it.
The lovely LaWanna Terry. How you doing, beloved?
He's 79.
Yeah, because he was showing it when he was trying to drink a glass of water. His hands were shaking and everything. He might have Parkinson. Who knows?
He's been through several open heart surgeries.
Yeah, who knows? You know what I'm saying? But hey, oh yeah, okay, he's about 79. Listen, I'm just saying, he's still here.
Yeah,
that's a good thing. Is to still be amongst the living. I just been trying. Let me see, Christy Coleman. Thank you for tapping in, beloved. Thank you for tapping in. I'm like I said, family, y'all know me. I'm like y'all. My eyes is to the news right now. I'm watching everything. I'm looking to see what's going on and what's not going on. And it basically took up more of my time watching the news than me trying to see what's going on in Flint. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm looking at all the different shows put their spin on this thing right now. I don't, like I said, I don't know who telling the truth. The lovely Sharon in the building. Good morning.
Oh shit. Texas primaries are today.
Shit. Who running in them?
I just know District 23, Brandon Herrera against Tony Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez he's gotten into a little bit of trouble lately.
Republican or Democrat?
Republican. He was having an affair with one of his staffers, and she told him, like, hey, this is going a bit too far. This man's response to literally, quote, anal? Like, yeah, then she committed, she set herself on fire. She's no longer with us after that, so.
Sharon, thank you for the $10 super sticker, beloved. Thank you.
We'll see if Herrera pulls this one out. He lost last time by less than 1%.
Donna Meredith, good morning to you. Good morning. Yeah, I know. So Jasmine Crockett. But listen, I don't. Is she winning in that? In her what's name? The way the Democrats doing her, they starting darkening her image up. Man, they're darker than she already is. I was like, wow, what is they painting over there of her? So I'm like,
She's running in Texas, correct?
Yep.
Let's type in
I know
Jasmine
it's the
Crockett
senator.
polls.
That's the Democratic Party for you. What a friend we have in the Democratic Party.
She's leading as of 20 hours ago, but the polls are razor thin, according to CBS. Jesus Christ.
If she win, you know how mad she might become an independent. I wouldn't deal with the Democratic Party again. I'd be independent if I did pull that thing out.
That would crush her chances of re-election, though, because I mean, running for one of those seats, you need party money, unfortunately. It kills the idea of independence.
I mean, but it shouldn't, though.
Yeah, it shouldn't, but it does.
But I look at it like this, then that means how foolish is the people is, because we're going for the people with the big money. That's tends what happened.
It's the ones that get shoved in your face more often. You need advertising money for some of these bigger districts. So Texas 23, going back to Brandon and them, it takes 8 hours to drive from El Paso on one end toward basically the middle of the state, right? That is a lot of advertising money to throw out there.
Good morning to the lovely Felicia Martinez. She got me a sponsor. Mickey Roll Call, a sponsor by A.Z. Morton for being the first and only Black American woman to serve as U.S. Treasurer, appointed by President Jimmy Carter in 1977. Bills printed during her tenure have her signature. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. Thank you to lovely Felicia Martinez, coming from New Jersey by way of the East Coast. You heard the lovely Eleanor Wicker, the lovely Linda Childen, and the lovely Michelle Pfeiffer. Thank y'all for tapping in. But I'm like I said, I'm just watching.
Going to the Senate side, that's statewide. In a state like Texas, you need millions in advertising just to get through the primaries. I mean, Michigan ain't as big, but it's still quite huge.
No, I know you need money to run, but I'm just saying she was a darling of the Democratic Party. They loved her. How you turn your back on her is my question. Like, what did she do for them to turn her back on her? She was the darling. She made all the news stations.
Is she incumbent?
No, I think she was when she in the House of Representatives, and she's switching over to the Senate.
Did she break party lines and vote with Republicans on something?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure it out. I don't know. She's been straight up nothing but a Democrat.
Well, let's ask Google.
I'm trying to figure out, but I know right now. Did she jump line or something? You know how these things be when they the party. They might have wanted her to wait another term or 2 times. What's up, good brother, Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis? What's up, A. Spragg? And shout out to Jed to his INA team. She's a representative running for state. Yeah, that's what I thought. She was in the House of Representatives. So I'm like, so she want to switch over to the Senate. You would think they backed her in the House. Why wouldn't they back her in the Senate?
So the biggest thing I can see here is she wants to it's a confrontation between how they want to handle the Senate seat in Texas. Both are hardline, Democrats, her and her primary challenger, or I guess competition. So James Tallarico, they're both very hardline, but and this is coming from NBC. They're calling Jasmine more radical.
What up, Katie? Thank you for tapping in. I mean, Michael B, good morning. But I'm trying to figure out. Oh, Linda, facts. Facts. There was a lot of people wanted her to be quiet. She was too loud. Yeah, because she went on different. I don't know where she jumped the line at, where they got mad at her. But like I said, some of the stuff that the Democratic Party is doing, like far as darkening her image up, I don't get it. Was a big thing about what do they get this? Well, you darker the image up, it's gonna make it what certain public that look at her trying to define her a certain way. I don't get it. Like, I mean, but this the Democratic Party. I'm not. Let me say this. I'm not saying the Republican Party family is treating better. I'm just saying when they say that 810 eat his own, look at the Democratic Party. Like I said, when she was in the House of Representatives, she was the darling of the party.
Not just that, she got snubbed from the
Okay, I'll give you one
from
past
the
that.
Late Show.
Huh?
She got snubbed from the Late Show with Stephen Colbert.
Why though?
She wasn't. That's just like the first paragraph in this AOL article ripped from Fox News. But yeah, like Colbert is usually very happy to have just about any Democrat on, especially younger Democrats.
Well, there's something about that they don't want. They feel they didn't want her in that position. They want her competition. But it's no different than when we seen with the Mondani, the mayor of New York. When you saw Hakeem Jeffries and Chuck Schumer, they was going for Chris Cuomo. Andrew Cuomo. Let me get the right one right. Andrew. And that's what I'm like. But this your Democratic Party, though. You know what I'm saying? But I guess everyone fights dirty when running for office, especially the person who's trailing in the polls. Yeah, they've been being real nasty. Common sense. She has been on Colbert many times. Lanita Murray, thank you for tapping in, beloved. I wonder why it became an issue now.
This is on February 21st.
Yeah.
And Colbert is saying he wanted to have her on before the primary one last time, but CBS blocked it, which breaks the equal time rule. So, no idea why they're doing this to her.
Because she's going against the grain or something. Oh, Linda, I'm not saying that they like him, and I'm just saying how the Democratic Party did. They was going for Andrew Cuomo.
I mean, Mondani had his name on the ticket as the Democrat, and Democrats were giving money to his independent competition.
Yeah,
You'd think that there'd be party backing, right?
No. Remember, he lost in the primary, though.
Mm-hmm, and that's what I'm saying.
And then they went to helping, and they helped the person that was running in as a write-in. That's what I'm like, the Democratic Party. You may be right. The Democrats, I'm just saying, but this is how they do. They want people who, you know what I'm saying. And that's why, and I'm glad with that. That's why it do lead me to this right here. Do y'all honestly think the state rep is going to be replaced?
No.
Do people honestly think? I mean, if we can see how money control the presidents, the senators, the representatives, all of DC, why would they want to change their horse? Like, listen, whether we like it or not, maybe the people of Flint might not be getting nothing, but why would you change your horse when you've been getting everything you want? Why would you? Why would you change the mayor? I think we're going about it wrong. They getting everything they want. Why would the people that's getting everything they want, why would they want a new mayor? What's up, Buddha Nick? The lovely Carolyn Hendricks. Thank you for tapping in. I don't see nothing really being changed. Now maybe council, but what I do know about money, everybody want it, and everybody don't have it. So the ones who do have it, they can help you get it. Just let that sink in for a minute. Let me go. I'm gonna find why.
North Carolina, Arkansas, and Texas have their primaries today. Looks like most of the Senate races are getting pretty dirty.
It's getting downright diabolical.
Damn, when's Super Tuesday? That should be coming up soon. The state primary dates. Let's see what we got here. Most of them are in. All right,
here we go.
Mississippi, Illinois. Most of them are in May, it looks like. May 12th, 16th, 19th. Looks like 19th is Super Tuesday.
The 19th.
Yeah. Oh, no. I lie again. They are all over the place.
Are we going to find out?
I'm not doing great with the Google searches today.
I got one. Hold on. Let me do this right here. Let me get this. What would it say, Mickey? The cities that have black mayors who control the money, people with the most money. Let me go right here. Let me put this one up right here. I got this from my fella Tim Black. This is on Jasmine.
Does he have the answer why they're angry at her?
Yeah. I mean, he I ain't gonna say he has the answer. I'm just gonna say he giving
idea.
He's giving his opinion, what he might think.
Okay.
It's just an opinion. I ain't gonna say he got the answer, just an opinion.
That the federal government did not shut down this segment. Number one, that is my understanding, that the federal government didn't shut this down, and we will do an official statement once we get another official statement that we anticipate is going to be coming from Paramount. All right, so we will read what they say, and then we'll go from there. It is our understanding that Colbert, either Mr. Colbert or CBS, decided to make this kid unclear. And this was because of a fear that the FCC may say something to them, and that there may have been advice to just have me on, and then they could clear the issue. It was my understanding that someone somewhere decided we just don't want to do that, and instead we're going to just do it this way. I did not get a request from the Colbert Show to go on.
You had a Democrat candidate who understood the way that the news media works, and he took advantage of all of your sort of prior conceptions to run a hoax, apparently for the purpose of raising money and getting clicks. And this was very plainly an effort ginned up to get clicks and to raise money. And you guys ate it up like slop. And when it was pointed out that the facts were completely different than what the fake news media was running with, nobody did like an about face and did a fact correction. They just pivoted and moved away. And again, I think this is why the American people simply don't trust the news media anymore.
And just to set up the degree of difficulty, as you know, it's been 38 years since a Democrat won a Senate election in Texas.
Well, I think the reason the Trump administration and their billionaire friends are trying to silence me and this movement is because they're worried that we are going to flip Texas in November of this year.
Tallarico played everyone. He used this to his advantage. He said, "Oh, I did an interview with CBS and they won't air it on TV." So you know what happened, right? Everybody, like all the Democrats, said, "Oh, this is a tragedy. It's a travesty. What's he trying to do to us?" Everybody go watch the Tallarico interview on Colbert on YouTube. So this thing goes viral.
What do we see? Chance to be the Texas Democratic Senate nominee. Look at this. On Sunday, Tallarico was the favorite, but it was pretty close, a 61% chance. But look at that. It turns out this attention was very good for Tallarico. The prediction market, Kalshi prediction market, having his chance go all the way up to 3 and 4 at this point, a 75% chance of winning that nomination. Yeah, this really worked out for Tallarico's benefit. It couldn't have worked out better. It's almost as if it was scripted. Here goes Obama talking about Tallarico. I have yet to find a clip of him talking about Jasmine Crockett.
James Tirico, who was on there a while back out of Texas.
Oh, that guy's good, right?
He's terrific. A really talented young man. And it does require a certain confidence in your actual convictions to debate and have a conversation with somebody who disagrees with you on a whole bunch of stuff.
What makes him so good, though? Because there is something grounded about him that you had it too.
You know what? So I think a guy like him, his starting point is
He's still talking about Tallarico. If this is not an endorsement, what is?
let me say what I believe. I think now more than ever, what people long for, and the word authenticity gets overused, I think. What people long for is some core integrity that seems absent. Just a sense that, the person seems to walk the walk, doesn't just talk the talk.
So now Crockett has to play catch up in defense, attack Tallarico, make him look like a liar. And now there's claims of racism. She's trying to. It's bad though, because you remember he's a Democrat. She's going against a Democrat. Now she has to hit the Democrat and make the Democrat look racist, because that's the go-to. Right. He's a white guy. That's what you got to do.
I am tired of people asking whether or not I am electable. The reality is that is nothing but dog whistle. If you got a super PAC that's doing your bidding, then they need to go ahead and lift you up. What they shouldn't be doing is tearing down a black woman who, number one, is more qualified. These are just the facts. At the end of the day, I am the only one that has owned a small business. I am the only one that has actually practiced law both on the state level and the federal level. I am the only one that has been elected to do work on the state level as well as the federal level. And frankly, I did all of that. And we know that as it relates to my opponent, and God bless, because my dad is a teacher, so I don't want anybody to get this twisted. But he had 2 years where he taught charter school. And then after that, he went into the state house, and then he became a consultant for charter.
Mr. Tallarico has been up with a ton of ads this entire campaign.
Yep.
Do you have any regrets about your campaign strategy?
I don't. Listen, I think that Texans need to, number one, understand that Republicans are going to outspend us come November. This is just the reality. If we spend $100 million, they're going to spend $200 million. And if the only way that you can get through any...
Well, she's not happy right now.
She don't sound it. Another poll that I found has Tallarico at 52% and her at 47%. So closer than what CNN was showing.
But that's when you're going against the machine.
Which is weird because she's been in Congress. She's been in a seat before.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the point that I'm making. But you see, because I didn't play all of it, but I got that from Tim Black. But she was calling them out, but it's no different. That's what I'm saying. When you see, because who you think the Democratic Party from the back for these positions here, like your state rep? You think they finna get behind any of the other ones? Let's just being honest. They finna have money coming in. That's even with this mayor that you got. When you looking at who the people gonna get behind, I mean, who the party gonna get behind. Like, if I can start seeing some of these people that is running, can they gather up 100,000, 200,000? Can these people gather up 50 and 60,000 just because, I mean, we done made it a money thing now where you got to run for these seats. Who can get the most airtime? Who can get the most signs up? Even though the ground game, good morning, no games, the ground game is the best game.
So Kalshi, which is a betting and market site, usually a pretty good predictor of who's going to win an election in the past 4 years, has the general election being Tallarico versus Paxton at 72%. That's pretty big. It's across 6 markets, and right now the betting pot is $1.4 million. So if Tallarico wins, you're going to win 1.36 of what you put in. Somehow, if Crockett wins, you're going to win 7.25 times what you put in.
But Granny G, thank you for the $5 super chat on Taco Tuesday, and good morning. But no, this is what I'm saying. Anything that you can bet on, Trevor, can be manipulated.
Oh yeah, most people. The reason why this is such a good indicator is because people already know how they're going to vote, so they're going to put money on how they're going to vote. That's just why it's worked so long.
No, I mean,
as an election indicator, and the like.
See, my take on it, when I hear that, when they be saying we can gamble on it, and you know this, like the casinos, they not in it to lose. And that's just like with sports when they saying, oh, you can't gamble. Yeah, you can. You can see a referee can be bought, paid off. So
when it comes to
when you gambling, it's not for the individual to win. It's for them to keep making money, and that's what I'm saying. I get
the house
that.
always wins,
and that's why I'm looking at that like they must know something. They already know the party not gonna be behind her, and that's what I'm saying. And just because Tallarico might be who the Democrat want to get in there, he can't beat the Republican in the general election.
It looks like Laura Trump is going to lose to Michael Whatley in North Carolina. They got him at 99% and her at 1%. You are at 1-to-1 odds, just getting your money back on Whatley. Whereas if somehow Laura Trump wins, you're getting 93.5 times the money that you put in.
Good morning, Sherry Allen, the lovely Sherry Allen. That's why I'm saying I still believe people. Listen, anything that can be played, they can play the game. We seen that here. You can do a write-in. You can play. That's what I'm saying. It's all depends on who running them office. Like, would you think? What am I? You know who I'm betting on? The clerk office.
No. My next question is: if she does lose the primary, is she going to run independent there?
I don't know. She might be kind of disgusted with the Democratic Party afterwards. I would.
That's why I'd run independent. But I mean, at that point, she's running on name recognition rather than using, having access to cash.
But see, hey Alan, I listen. I said she was the darling. Do y'all want me to go back and tell you who was the darling of the Republican Party at one time? Candace Owens. She was the darling. They love Candace Owens. But when she went to talking junk, because she went off script, they can't.
I seriously think she lost her mind when Kirk was assassinated, because now she's calling him a time traveler. I think it broke her, which is sad because losing a friend is always sad.
But that's what but she was the darling of the Republican Party. Remember, they were sending her everywhere. Now they don't want to, to me, what she's saying here, time travel, I have to go and see it because I know sometimes, they're put out there. I seen when they've been interviewing her now, some of the stuff that she was saying, she wasn't going along with the program they were saying what was going on. That I do know much about, because she been coming on. That's even like with Tucker Carlson. He was the darling of the Republican Party, but now he became, because he started questioning the government, that's when he's not the darling of the Republican Party no more. I'm just saying this how both parties play. You go off script, they will label you crazy. And I wonder, why do they do that when people go against them? They start putting out there, oh, this person crazy. Like what's the purpose of that?
Discredit.
I'm just saying, that's just my humble opinion, how I be seeing stuff. Like, could she be telling some truth? I don't know. That's just like with the ML King assassination. They want us to say it was just a long sniper. The guy, what was it, Billy Ray Earl took him out after they didn't show different proof that he had a trail. I'm just saying, we got so many different things, and even they still won't come out. You said to me, it's like, you got to be insane not to take this money. Listen. No, Constance. No, I'm not insulting. I'm just looking at how the Democratic Party is. Well, I'm just saying, teacher lady, she was showing up on all the shows. She was getting all the airplay. Now, you may be right. You might be on something on that. She might have been a token. I'm just saying, I'd rather use the word darling. Because on that case, they you know what I'm saying? Like I say, Jasmine Crockett was the darling of the Democratic Party. But It's the politics gang. Common sense based on your comment. I guess it says assume you are crushing. That wasn't for me. What if the Democrats are splitting the vote because they have paid off by? I don't know if they split, but this goes back to this. Like, why would you have your two? Why would you just I don't know. I don't know who calling the shot. I look at kind of the same thing here. Candace Owens also started calling Erica Kirk out for years of infidelity. No, like I said, Donnell Meredith. Listen, there's been a lot of things that's been put out. I'm just saying. I watched the news. I'm just saying. But right now, they gonna have her as that she's out. So did she say Charlie Kirk was a time traveler? Oh, this is some stuff they putting out there and say that.
Let me check because I don't watch her.
I'm trying to see because that's the same thing when they were saying Dave Chappelle was on crack and all he ever did was smoke weed. It shows you how they put it out there. He walked away from the $50 million because he was on drugs. Same thing. You seen some of the people. Cat Williams, he on drugs. It's like that's the go-to line. Some of them do be on there.
That's a 1 hour thing. Do I really want to watch an hour of her?
No, it ain't. Google ain't got it where you can pull it up. Google.
Oh, I went straight to YouTube.
No, because sometimes when you take that money, though, they expect you to do what you do when you take that money. When you take that money and don't do what you do, and you go off script, you're no longer among us. And no, Cherry, and you're right. It's hard to support the Republican or Democratic Party when both of them facts when they lie. Did y'all just see how Hakeem Jeffries? They on Hakeem Jeffries' head. When I pulled up the one lady what Hakeem did, there's other ones that Hakeem. That's like with Bakari Salas. Same thing. The demonic program called AI can make you say anything. That's what I'm just saying. Is it this what she said? Oh, this is just some stuff they putting out there on her. Like I said, I didn't watch certain interviews that she done been on, and she seemed like she done handled herself, and they just try to say she don't know what she talking about. Hey, Michelle Pfeiffer, I agree with you. A few years back, they did it to Glenn Beck, made him look crazy. Now, this good morning, Lorna. Thank you for tapping in. I'm not saying, I'm just good morning, Kenneth. I'm just saying in general. When you go off script, they'll label you radical, insane, a conspiracy theorist. But then 20 years later, the truth come out, and then you be like, so I wouldn't, but they labeled this person the straight up lunatic and ruin his life. That's why I'm like, some of the stuff is just, listen. She jumped the line because if I'd have played the rest of it, they basically told her to chill out. She could have stayed where she was at. She wasn't supposed to jump the line. This is who they wanted to run in that seat over there. I get it, but like I told y'all before. Hey, no, Marty, but this just what it is. It's just what it is. You know they're gonna bring out Hakeem. It's a fact. Yeah, the national media. Let this deal go through that they trying to put through, and watch how a lot of stuff finna be ran.
And yeah, I just watched a short of her talking about it. She did say he's a time traveler. Interesting.
I wonder where she got that from.
Like I said, I think the death of her friend caused some grief. Hell.
I'm gonna have to go see it and see how was it all put in context. I'm gonna go watch it and see what she was trying to say.
Yeah,
I'll go back and watch the whole thing. Whose show was she on?
Her own.
This was last week or something?
No, this has been a thing for about 2-3 months.
Because like I said, I remember when she was going at the French president and his wife. I remember she was going at them. Macron,
yeah.
Macron, yeah. She was. Jasmine been going, but like I say, No, you can't. Yeah, you can't go to calling out certain things that they don't want out. You know what I'm saying? And that's like with any of them. You go to calling things out they don't want out. I just want to see how this thing finna go down with this war. I want to see if things don't go proper, how this gonna be played out. Yeah, she been on she been on a lot. I just like to go see when she be battling against some of the Republican parties, the ones that was calling her out when they be having her on. Because she used to come on Piers Morgan. I forgot the one girl that they tried to she tried to do a sit down. What she did, and she really embarrassed the girl. And the girl, like, she tried to embarrass her. It was like, it was just like, I get it. You know what I'm saying? They was saying she was a conspiracy theorist on there, but it was like some of the stuff she was talking about. I'm just saying, if you look at it, it was making sense. It was just, but they really mad about them Epstein files. What's up, No Trouble? Yeah, but Miss Tia, you can't go off script when they've been giving you a script to play. When you go off script, that's when you start running into problems.
I mean, politicians are actors. When actors go off script, they get yelled cut. They keep doing it enough, they get fired. And same thing with politicians.
No, the lovely Carolyn Hendricks. No, he wasn't on it. That's what they was saying he was on it. They were saying he was on drugs. He moved out. That was the story they put on it because they wanted to make him look bad. Like I remember some of what Dave Chappelle said. Like, I'm not saying it verbatim, but he was like, he didn't know if they was laughing at him or with him. That's why he was that $50 million.
Was that before or after he pissed off the Alphabet Mafia?
No, this was before, when he had the Dave Chappelle show, when he was talking about he didn't know if they was laughing at him or with him. You doing them jokes. When he was doing his show. The Debbie Clark, thank you for tapping in. And that's what it be when you look at a lot of them. That's why, cause it messed me up when I be seeing entertainers when they be saying I can look in the mirror and I can see I ain't sold my soul. And I would be like, damn, like, what you mean you sold your soul? I never understood that. To like some of the things that's coming out now. I get how people can get lost going out into this thing called entertainment. I never understood that. I never understood it. No, Concrete, I'm not defending her. I'm just saying, I was just bringing up certain things. I was just saying what the problem is. Like I said, I was using her as example. It's the same way I use with Jasmine Crockett, like how the party going at her. You know what? And I'm still trying to figure that out right there. Oh, I'm trying to figure this out though. Was Trump legal? Since you the military man, was it legal what he did? Because I'm studying hearing people, like I say, they show with Marco Rubio, because he said what you said, it's something about the 8. With the 8 that he went in.
Gang of 8, which is just an informal term for the top dudes in both houses of Congress, but it has to be split between both parties.
Yeah, so I seen that when he said the gang of 8, but I also seen the reporters pushing back, like you still should have reached out, because he was trying to say he could was it 356 members or something, that he wasn't gonna be able to call them all in or whatever Congress was, to do the far as them, and he was saying that they did do it. I'm not saying it verbatim. I'm just saying what some of the because I have to pull it up. Y'all can hear.
The way the law is written is within 48 hours of a strike, not prior, not after. So it's 48 hours before or 48 hours after. That's technically 5 days, 5-day window to inform Congress, and that was written, I believe, during the Nixon era when he started bombing Cambodia and Laos. That's just pre-internet days when information was slower to travel, so they gave him that much leeway, and they haven't adjusted it for the internet age. So he still had 5 days, and what do you know? The second that bombs started dropping, the news put it out for him, and they eventually were informed. So it was legal in that case. The Gang of 8 was put together just for the president to be able to pass information quickly to both houses and both parties. it was a quick work through.
Yeah, but see, what kind of I think what gets to get him in trouble when Marco Rubio said it was no imminent threat when he was having a press conference, but we had because they was going to attack us. That's like that goes back to you going off your perception they was going to attack you, but it wasn't no imminent threat. And I get what the people saying. So we just because everybody, even the United Nations, saying that was an unlawful attack on a foreign nation. So it's like. I get what they saying, and I understand what Marco Rubio is saying because he said every president did, and when he went to start, just because the ones prior to you done it don't make it right. That's the thing when we looking at far as like where the protocol is at, because you never know which president you're gonna have coming in. You should have some protocols.
There are protocols, and they were followed. Now, if people don't like it, especially those in Congress has the power to change laws. They can go ahead and write a new law saying, no, we're adjusting it to where you have to notify us, fuck that 72 hours prior. Make sure they put the prior there, but they haven't yet. So
no,
as it is, the law was followed. Now, morality is a different thing altogether. I'm not going to dig into the morality of it, but legally, it was legal in those terms.
No, and I'm looking at what Casey said. The little Marco said the imminent threat was their thought that Iran was going to strike first. LOL, insane. And that's what I'm saying. They going back. Like I say, the whole thing is that, but that's how war's been anyway. That's how. But and you're right. Common sense. That's normal now. Trump said Congress has too many leaks.
That was with the Venezuela thing, but I guess it would still stand here, honestly. Because you get one member of Congress who, just like Milley in his previous administration, Milley said if it seemed like the United States was going to go to war with China, he would call up his Chinese counterparts and warn them. Some members of Congress may do the same thing. Once again, neither here nor there.
Yeah, I'm looking at
congressmen jump on X all the time. Iran, watch out, we're coming. Fuck.
But if you didn't have to attack it, that's like what was going on. So they can't charge him for war crime. Most of our presidents, if you go to international court now, when they be gone, they don't go to certain places because they do be up on the war crimes.
So
don't get it twisted. They be
for the U.S. to enforce the ICC. In other words, we have been charged as the Great West superpower for being the police and enforcers of the International Criminal Court, as well as The Hague. For us to endorse that, there had to be a provision written into it that we can't be charged on it. That's how the treaty was written. So no, they can't bring any American president or a politician, any person like of Congress or whatever, into those courts.
No, Ms. Tia, you're right. Let's look at Congress, like city council. Yeah, the president already got his votes to go to war. It would like you're gonna see some Democrats gonna go over there. You got some who want war, and then who benefit from it. But my thing is when you looking at right now, we don't know who winning and who what the thing is because we getting different. Nah, both sides just claiming victories, and both sides we can go back through this from yesterday. That's just like with the school. Iran saying. Saying United States and Israel hit that school.
You can look at both sides, or you can use logic. One side has had most of its infrastructure and 40 members of its ruling party, say its supreme leader, all the way down through 39 other members of government and military leaders decapitated in one shot. And you have one side that still has a full fleet over there that only one ship has taken any substantial fire, being a supply hauler. One side has lost its entire navy. One side still has two fleets sitting out there. Whoever says they're winning, you just got to look at assets in the region. Who's lost more?
No, what I'm looking at, we just lost one of the base. What's name's been hit? What did they call it? If I'm not mistaken, something like it ain't
Air Base.
Hot damn, I can't think of the thing that they said that was knocked down. some we done took some damage from, if I'm not mistaken. But I do know they said, I do know they said we running out of, I think Israel been bombarded like a lot of the they've been able to get through. But they also said Israel been telling their people, if you put, don't show nothing that's going on, they got like a zero, what's the name?
OPSEC. Operational security. So.
Yeah, my far as letting it like anything out there and want their media. But they've been saying they've been coming through, getting heavy hit on. And when our monitors, they posted took out or something. Yeah, because I've been on X. Like I said, I've been on X. And then you've been hearing, now I hear what you're saying. You going by what good morning, Miss Eunice. But now you got Trump saying we're gonna be there for maybe 4 weeks. It's the same thing we heard during the Iraq war. That turned into an endless war. And then you had Hegseth saying that he wasn't ruling out troops on the ground. It's like I'm still trying to figure big oil reserves. This is the big oil desires the oil fields in that region. If Iran loses its oil, they lose their power, period. Hey, I'm just looking at it.
Still trying to figure out how Iran thinks it's going to close the Strait of Hormuz.
It's closed,
it has. They say they're closing it, but there's nothing stretching across to stop ships from going through, and they don't have a navy now. So they might try using land-based weapon systems, but they've already lost over half of their ballistic missile launchers. Like they use updated old Scud trucks with better missiles on them. They've already lost over half of those. They've already used a large stockpile of their drones. Cruise missiles, I have no idea on. That's one thing I don't know. So I'm trying to figure out like how they're going to enforce a closure.
I'm looking at this right here when they just showing how they've been bombing Tel Aviv right now. I'm on X. I'm looking at it when they just showing it's not everything that we assume is going the perfect way. I'm just saying.
And I'm just going to sit here and be the most crass asshole many of you have ever heard from. The United States was over in the Middle East for over 20 years getting our shit kicked in, and Israel was sitting there having the time of their life and benefiting from it. They can take a couple licks from this one and let them take some fucking missiles. I don't care. I know that sounds crass. I fuck it. Hey, we took licks for you for 20 fucking years. You can fucking buck up on this one, buddy.
No, I'm looking and saying it is closed because that's why I'm on X right now where they're saying it is closed. It says drop. It said. It's just to me, like I said, I'm looking at it, and for the president to say they didn't have a plan, they thought them taking out the leader and that was going to save it. Dude, and you looking at certain bases and starting to tell them now that certain, like you're not going to be able to fuel up from over here. You're not going to be able to launch your missiles from over here. It's like, wow.
This is coming from Al Jazeera, one of my favorite actually independent news sources out there. As of March 3rd, Strait of Hormuz is not legally or officially closed, but due to severe threats, much traffic is avoiding it. So there's that.
That's closed.
Not much traffic, but
that's just another way to say it's closed without saying it's closed. See, this is the propaganda what I'm talking about.
Yeah, there's about 150 tankers currently not moving.
So it's closed. See, that's just another way you want to say it ain't clear. Listen, I get it. Both sides going. Like I said, I'm looking at this right now, like the stuff that's going on. Like I said, I'm on X just watching it. It's just like you.
I'm trying to figure out what you were saying was destroyed because
it was I'm that's why I'm on X right now. That they said I don't know whenever satellite. It wasn't a satellite. It was something that they said I'm gonna find it for you. That's why I'm on X right now. Seeing when I
just need an official designation like aircraft, boat.
I'm finna give it to you right now.
Because the only aircraft I've heard of us losing are the 3 F-15s from Kuwait.
See, it says Pakistan has reportedly closed its airspace fears of Iranian retaliation. The base is believed to host U.S. surveillance drones aircraft. Hold on, I'm gonna get to it because I've been on it. And I'm looking at, like I said, I'm on different ones on here. Like, hey, I'm even on the Fox News one.
Let me see. Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar has been targeted with missiles. It is the largest base in the region. Bahrain, the headquarters of the U.S. Naval Fifth Fleet, has been hit a couple times. I can't even say this one. It's an air base in the United Arab Emirates. Has been targeted with missiles and drones. Al Salim in Kuwait, been there, horrible place. Targeted by missiles. And Al Assad in Iraq has had explosions near the base. I can't pronounce that one. Air base in Jordan targeted by missiles, and Prince Sultan Air Base in Saudi Arabia has been targeted.
See, I'm looking.
No confirmed hits yet, though.
It said breaking news: Israel arrests CNN journalist. They say I'm on it right now. Go on X. It says CNN correspondent was arrested for reporting on the conflict. The live feed was disconnected and shut down.
I expected that.
Yeah, it's like they showing that they coming up heavy bombardment. It was one of us. Damn, I can't think of the words. I'm looking for this Joker because, like I said, it said this coming from Boyce Watkins, right? I said no. Okay.
Let me see this damn map here. No, that's Iran. I'm not looking for hit locations in Iran yet. Looking for regional hits. Here we go.
I'm going for
and this one is either out of date or lying because it's only saying Bahrain has been hit, like confirmed hit, which is, I've seen videos to the contrary. I saw one soldier pissed off because a drone hit his fucking MRAP, MATV. That's my fucking truck. It was great. I had a similar moment in Afghanistan when a mortar hit my truck.
I hope this ain't your government plan. I'm looking at this with all due respect to the families of Special Kennedy Sanders, Sergeant William Jerome Rivers, and Special Breonna Alexandria Moulton. Specialist said, I want to share this with care and accuracy. The photos currently circulating online are not of the service members recently killed in Kuwait. There are 3 U.S. Army Reserve soldiers from Georgia who were tragically killed on January 8th, 2024. January 28th, 2024.
I remember that one.
In a drone strike on their base in Jordan near the Syrian border. They were serving our country when their lives were taken in the attack in 2024. Why are they showing this in 2026? And they said their families have already
clicks, views,
endured and grieved unimaginable grief. Reposting their images with incorrect information not only spread confusion, it reopened wounds for loved ones who are still healing. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's what they was trying.
I was rather surprised by pictures being released already because it usually takes about 48 to 72 hours for photos to be released. So I think it's just people taking old photos and putting them up. Oh, these soldiers were killed, and then the news not doing any due diligence.
Wow.
Like when Sergeant Cardenas was killed in Afghanistan, which was many moon ago, 16 years ago now, actually this month, we were not allowed to make any phone calls. We were not allowed near any computers for a week and a half until there's confirmation that his wife had been notified. Because they don't want stuff like that getting out on the internet. It's really bad when a parent finds out that their kid died not from the service but from the internet or from a stray phone call. So they put entire bases on lockdown, communications blackout until it's confirmed that the family member has been notified.
That's what I'm trying to.
That's why I was really surprised when I was scrolling through and I see these pictures, and I don't remember every soldier killed in recent memories. I've kind of tuned a lot of it out. As long as I don't hear names like Lonnie Dornhecker, Jeremy Westmoreland, or a few others that I served with.
Yeah, I'm trying to get it right now. Like I said, you don't know who to believe is on X. You got both sides, and I think when damn, I can't think of that. I'm trying to find what they said. I guess CentralCom went our satellites or whatever. Or
CENTCOM?
Maybe what was on the battleship was something they hit. I'm not trying to lie to be funny. They said that's why we on high alert, and we if it was friendly fire and we shot down one of our own planes, that's because our sonars, what's that be? They didn't track the missiles coming in.
Radar.
Our radar system, one of our expensive radars got knocked down, destroyed, if I'm not mistaken.
Not a surprise.
Yeah,
but,
they said that.
With friendly fire, it would seem because the friendly fire incidents were by Kuwaiti air defenses, not American air defenses in Kuwait. So
they were saying, but that's what they was like controlling everything through. They was like saying, well, this is what we finna call. You know, I'm guessing they hit them. I'm just saying, I'm trying to find it.
No. That's
yeah.
So
I've seen that.
Radars take a hit often. That is one of the first things you hit, right? I can refer you back to the air war in 2003 over Iraq. The first thing the United States did was send SEAD missions, suppression of enemy air defense, using usually F-16s. Now we're trying to use F-35s. And the goal is to target radar and air defenses. So missiles coming back as return fire will be targeting radar and such to make follow-up attacks easier.
Right.
So it wouldn't surprise me if we lost a couple
they said
missile radars.
Yeah. Said,
each battery has its own radar. So battery is usually between 3 and 5 launcher systems, a control trailer off to the side, and it's connected to a radar. Each battery has its own radar. So losing a few of those makes sense. If we were saying that, we didn't lose any radars, I'd be calling fucking bullshit.
Yeah. Now, like I'm looking at this right here saying breaking reports claim that Israel nuclear power plant was struck by multiple Iranian ballistic missiles, causing damage and potential radioactive leaks.
Ooh, let's look this one up.
Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just saying I'm reading some of the stuff.
There is attack as my top headline. I don't care about the U.S. Embassy in... I can't even say that word. Natanz nuclear site. No indication of... I don't care about the music. No indication of fresh strikes. Okay, let's go back. I want to read articles. The IAEA confirms buildings damaged at Iran's Natanz nuclear power facility. Satellite imagery shows apparent attack on Iranian nuclear power facility. Iran's ambassador alleges U.S.-Israeli airstrike. Iran, IAEA. Armaco refinery struck by a drone. I remember reading about that. A Saudi refinery was hit by a drone. Now, depending on where they hit, it could be anywhere from a few months to a few days before it's repaired. Ukraine was having that same problem hitting Russian refineries.
Which I think is it, but I would like to know what have the Democrats done for Shane. Listen, they got their mind focused on this war now. It's like, cause like I said, Pete Hegseth said he didn't want to rule out boots on the ground. Trump saying we can go another 4 weeks. They saying I might get bored. Do you hear some of the stuff that's being said, man? What you mean you might get bored? This is how we know we're not dealing with sane people when they saying he might get bored. How could you even ask them? What you mean? Like they playing with people's lives? That's why when he said it, I was like, what is wrong with? Like, why would he even, like, why would that come out?
I think that's a boast.
I mean,
so there's several reasons to, quote, not rule out boots on the ground. And the first one is, if you say we're not sending troops, then enemy is going to go, okay, well, all I have to do is hold out. That it's much the same as during the 2008 surge. 2010 surge in Afghanistan. There's a movie about it with Brad Pitt pretending, or was it Brad Pitt or George Clooney, playing a general, bitching about the president saying, "Oh, we're going to do a drawback after the surge. Oh, now they're just going to sit there." So you just don't say things like that. Another thing is, in case you do have to,
what about this?
For whatever reason, put troops there. If you say, "Oh, we're not going to do it," and then it comes up, you do it, you look bad politically.
What about this one? This from Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio. Iran can make over 100 ballistic missiles a month. We can only make 6 or 7 interceptor units and the thousands of one-way attack drones. They didn't think this account when their Bush redux war on Iran on lofty assumptions. That's what I'm saying. They went in and didn't understand. You went in.
A ballistic missile is far more simple to create. I mean, a little bit of math is involved. Goes up, comes down. You have boost, apogee, terminal phases. An interceptor has to be radar guided to follow in on an incoming track, missile track, aircraft track, whatever. And then depending on the type of kill mechanism it uses, you either have kinetic strike where it hits it dead on, very hard to do, a lot of tech, or you have a proximity kill, which it gets close enough to it and explodes. It's much simpler to make ballistic missiles. It's one of those, it's simpler to make a gun than a tank, basically. Now, we've been stockpiling for a while. However, Israel, with their Iron Dome, David Sling arrow system, and THAAD being used a lot last, July? I don't know if they've restocked their stocks of those missiles.
Right, but if you're going through them, that's like, well, you got some, I don't know, like how true it is. I'm just saying allegedly, just to be on the safe side, where you got the Gulf states coming out saying America has abandoned them to go protect, how they move their ships and stuff. Like even what they damn, I keep forgetting the word. You know what I'm saying? Like they basically they sitting ducks. And that's what I'm like, did they think this all the way through? And now you got certain countries who's not letting let you use their airspace now. So did we think this through? Or did we just jump out here and it's finna get downright nasty now? I don't listen. I'm gonna say this. Here we is, and I said it the other day. I don't want to see none of my family members have to go for this. To be honest with you, I feel like I didn't have families and fought in every war. They didn't have from 1 to 2 to the Vietnams. Plenty uncles. Old man, like nah, like I feel like this what they wanted to do. They should go do it. It shouldn't be the poor, because that's who really they come get.
I'll say right now, number one, I've done my fighting. I've done my fighting years ago, and then I trained up 2 generations of soldiers to fucking fight. Right. But you won't see a draft on this, as far as I can tell. We did 20 years of fighting in Iraq, Afghanistan, other parts of the Middle East without a draft. And if people want to sit there and say, well, this one's going to be a draft, we've had higher recruitment over the past year and a half than we have the previous 4 years. So, no, I don't think there's going to be a draft at all, unless this descends into a multinational, multi-theater conflict across multiple continents. And even then, you still have NATO, which a lot of NATO has been hands off with this. But let me see. England, France, Italy. There's another one somewhere in there. One of the minor nations that I usually spit on when I talk about have all come up and said, yeah, we're cool with this. England is even starting to participate. So
but for how long? Because England, seeing how they did them during the Iraq war. Let's don't forget that. Remember Tony Blair, the England people was mad at him. When them contracts came out, the United States took most of them contracts.
Mm-hmm.
So people ain't
Spain. Thank you, teacher lady. Yeah, one of the ones I usually spit on, but I'm not a huge fan of the Spanish military.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, but we don't know. Like I say, because they think this gonna be regional, this gonna turn into World War III, and like World War I and II, they needed to draft. I do believe this one, if in my humble opinion,
The more approximate, real quick, the more approximate comparison between this and another war where the draft was needed would be Vietnam. World War I and II were against peer adversaries. Iran is a regional power, and I'm not going to sit there and talk too much shit about it. It's very powerful for its region. Right. Just like Vietnam was. So that is where you'd find the correlation where you would find means for a draft. However, there's a lot of overmatch here, and I just don't think that you're going to see a draft. What ages for the draft? 18 through 45. As long as you are a male and you don't have any physical or mental disabilities, every man in here knows about the selective service. When you turned 18, you had to go to the post office and sign up for it. That's literally it, selective service.
But that's my thing. That's why I'm looking at with Trump, who was a draft dodger. Didn't want to go, but now you can look this. See, to me, and I'm going to say this again. Even with Biden, like you say, he wasn't all together there up top. But this system will allow. It was with Reagan. They said he had Alzheimer's in his second term.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just this system. It will allow. Listen, it will allow anybody. Like we might look at the old days. You look at Rome when they had some outrageous Caesars. When we look at Caligula, when you look
that's the one I was thinking about. Yeah.
When you look at certain ones, you look at Nero. He played the fiddle while Rome burned.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
What else are you gonna do in those times? He wasn't a commander. You might as well lose your fucking mind.
That's what I'm saying. So you can have. I had a brother who fought in the Vietnam War. Thank God he came home. But my mother went down there to tell them he was my oldest. They told her, "Oh yeah, got 2 more sons. He has to go. War sucks."
Mm-hmm.
Facts. That's how they would do it. I remember when my cousins went. All 3 of them was over there, so they had to send one back home.
Mm-hmm.
So when
a family doesn't lose an entire generation of.
And I didn't know that.
I believe during World War I, where they had 3 brothers serving aboard the same ship and it got sunk, and you had to tell a family they lost an entire generation.
Yeah, and this was in Vietnam with my cousin. He was like his 2 brothers there. They sent one home, and he got to stay. And it was like, wow.
That's literally the plot of Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. That's what we was watching, and when he told the story, I remember this. I was like, then, because like I say, I went over. They got the pictures with all of them over there when they was young and stuff. Because all of them was in it. But see, you have a lot of, and that's my thing. Even you go watch the Gangs of New York. It wasn't the rich kids that was going on the battlefield. That was the poor. That was going on there when they came to the Civil War. You better go look.
I got lucky. My brother was working in the oil fields at the time when I was overseas. So it was like, yeah, something could happen to me, but there's still going to be a Barry Hill running around. Now, granted, neither one of us have had biological children. So could have been the exact same. I wouldn't do that. Look.
Listen,
number one, if the military wants people, they will waive that.
They will even waive 45. They'll take you at 50. You in good shape. Oh, you can do this. When they need you, they will come get you.
I served with this dude that had this massive, just multicolored neck tattoo going down his neck. That's about the time of the surge when I enlisted. They were taking everyone. Hell, they had some lower level felons in there.
Listen, they will open the jails
so
up.
Don't go get your kids' neck tattoos because you're gonna hurt them in other ways.
If it get rough, they would they will cut deals with criminals. Hey, well, if you can survive, you'll be free man. A person looking, I'm on death row. Let's roll. I get out, but he ain't knowing what he going into. It's not finna be. This is not finna be. This is not Kansas anymore. I'm gonna just tell you. So,
you ever watch South Park the movie?
Mm-mm.
All right. There's a Suicide Squad in it made completely of black people. And that's the first thing I thought of when you said death row. Like, okay, if you survive, you get out.
Yeah.
They unload the helicopter into machine gun fire like World War II storming a D-Day. Oh, I guess you're not getting out.
Yeah, but that's what happened. This ain't like I don't be trying to sit up here like I'm trying to scare y'all or just say anything. This is what I mean when they be showing war. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get it, but I do feel like United States ain't think this through. I'm just going from ex-generals. They even saying Trump, you know how the stuff getting leaked out. He mad at some of his generals. The only thing I can say, you didn't think this through?
I honestly think that there is a plan in place. It might not be the smartest plan. Well, let's be clear here. Politicians, when they come up with battle plans, are usually very circumventuous at best of times. Okay. I mean, hell, I remember one operation. They wanted to send my platoon up a mountain that no other army unit has gotten up, and they've been trying for years. Like, politicians get stupid.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I think they thought it through, but they thought it through with synergies. Oh, this is going to have a synergistic effect. Shut the hell up. No, but I do think that they're going to, there's two parts of this that I don't think have been discussed yet by the government, because, you know, you don't really talk about these plans out loud. And if I don't show up tomorrow and this video gets taken down, well, it's just conspiracy theory, right? But U.S. is going to train up fighters to overtake the Iranian government and be a puppet government of ours. Well, I'm not going to say a free government. Fuck it. Well, I'm not paid to lie to you guys. The other part is going to utilize regional partners, because having a whole bunch of white dudes or, you know, black dudes that don't really fit in with the population there, don't speak the language, whatever, doesn't really engender you very well. We learned that with our coin operations in Iraq and Afghanistan. But having people who share a culture from right next door to do your peacekeeping operations usually works a hell of a lot better. So that's where my mind is at. They're going to have rebel fighters go in, do the ground fighting, do the dirty work. And then when it comes to peacekeeping and rebuilding operations, it's going to be regional partners, such as whatever's left of Iraq as they're building up, some of Saudi Arabia, possibly people in like Kyrgyzstan. That's my general thoughts on it. I don't think you're going to see too many NATO folk there this time, because our cultures just don't mesh well, especially when one feels very angry that their shit's all been destroyed. I mean, fuck. If you brought a whole bunch of Asian dudes over here after bombing the shit out of the United States, no one's going to be really happy with them, are they?
No, and that's the point that I was making.
But if you say bring Canadians in to do peacekeeping operations after China blows the shit out of everything, okay, I'm going to be pissed at China, but these Canadians, they're just here to help, is the thought process that they're probably going to roll with. That they're going to hope happens. We'll see what happens. It seems like a lot of Iranians, I'm not going to say majority, I'm not going to say all, I'm not going to put any percentage on it. It could be as low as 10%. But a lot of Iranians seem fairly happy with this. Right? So we'll see if there's support for it after the smoke settles. And then we'll see if we move on to North Korea. Because it looks like we're doing a world tour of the people we don't really like too much around the world right now. Venezuela, we're having issues with. Now Iran. What's next? Maybe we're going to swing back Brazil, take out another BRICS member.
See, that's the thing. Like, this is going to be the endless war that we in, that we saying we not. You're going to eventually have to put boots on the ground. And I think that's what we headed to. Much as we saying we hope they don't, they said the same thing about Iraq. And what we had to do, put boots on the ground.
I have seen, in full disclosure, I have seen a young soldier. He's probably in front of some brigade commander right now. He was doing a TikTok live, and he was sitting in front of a shipping container, a Connex, full of duffel bags. Now, they could be shipping to NTC or JRTC, these training centers in the United States for some training. There's always training going through there. And it just looks like they're going overseas, or they could be going overseas and you just fucked up OPSEC, operational security. In other words, don't tell what you're going to do. Right. So full disclosure, I have seen that. We'll see what comes of it and what's actually happening.
Now, like I said, I'm just looking at different ones. Like I say, I don't know how true this is. It's just allegedly, but I'm looking like, according to American military experts, Iranian hypersonic missiles travel 9,000 to 11,000 miles per hour and cannot be intercepted. The only way to stop them is to bomb the launch sites, but Iranians launched them from mobile trucks. A very difficult war, this one. That's why I'm like I said, I'm just looking at
and I'm calling bullshit on the people that just said that.
Okay.
Not you.
Yeah, I know what you said. I'm just reading.
So hypersonics, people think of like cruise missiles being hypersonic, right? These low to the ground, fucking zip around, do whatever it wants to do. No, cruise missiles can maybe travel at a maximum of Mach 2, and they get intercepted. Hypersonics, like the Russian Kinzhal, have been intercepted time and time again. Hypersonics, hell, the United States has, quote, hypersonic ATACMS missiles from our HIMARS systems. So the way that it works is with these ballistic missiles, you have your boost phase when it launches, your apogee when it's doing its curve, and then you have your terminal when it comes down. Terminal phase is just going terminal velocity for something its size and mass and weight. Many times it goes faster than 5 times the speed of sound, but those get intercepted often enough that I've not heard of a single type of missile that cannot be intercepted, including the wonderful British Storm Shadow missiles, which are stealth missiles, about as stealthy as our F-35s. They have a smaller radar cross section. They still get intercepted. So now they are much more difficult, but they're not impossible.
No, I'm just looking. Like I say, I'm just looking at it, and I see what you're saying. Teacher Lady Crockett voted against the bill because of the cuts to Medicaid and SNAP. She put out a detailed statement when she made that vote. Listen,
if you want to understand more about missiles and interceptions and things like that, there's a great channel, Habitual Line Crosser. Some of his comedy is a bit crass, but if you just go into him talking about missiles, I think he calls them missiletisms. He explains it well. This man is a Patriot defense operator. He just retired last year as a sergeant first class. He's been working air defense for a long while.
Is you hip to Scott Ritter?
Heard the name. Nah. Who is he and what does he do?
I think he was in the military or something. I'm reading on him. He said,
look him up.
It said today on Legitimate Targets, Jackson Hinkle speaks with Scott Ritter. It said on how Iran is defeating the U.S., the rapid depletion of air defenses in Gulf states, and why Trump might try to deploy special ops in Iran.
I mentioned that yesterday, having United States Army Special Forces 5th Group, also known as Legion, United States Special Forces, were misutilized throughout the entire war on terror. They do really great in going in and training people up and fighting alongside them, rebel forces. Mentioned them yesterday. I can almost guarantee you that there's at least some SEAL teams in there. Not 6. 6 is anti-terrorism, so I believe like DevGru is not there. But other teams, probably 5. And then you have JTACs, almost confirmed JTACs are going to be in the area. So Joint Tactical Air Controllers. And they're going to be directing missiles and bombs.
Because I just got this breaking. This from Byron Allen. UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer refuses to send British troops into Iran, saying he will not commit our military personnel to an unlawful action. Translation: Britain won't rubber stamp a war without legal grounding. The UK is showing more respect for the rules-based international than the United States right now. This should bother every American.
And yet they already have aircraft in Iranian skies. But who said that? Was that Nam?
Yeah, I'm just reading. Yeah.
Who said that? Was that their PM or
that's Byron Allen? They're going off Fox News. That's what I was looking at right here. It's on Fox News when they got it, where they playing it. Breaking news. This is whoever Byron Allen is.
Oh, and then going off Scott Ritter. Full disclosure, this dude has had his passport seized. He wanted to go visit Russia. Okay. That has nothing to do with nothing. Criminal convictions, nothing to do with nothing. He's still, it seems like he knows what he's talking about, just based off of what you said. But the other part of it is his military background. He was Marine Corps intelligence. He's not blind to how things work behind the curtains. So
right.
I would listen to him maybe with a grain of salt, like you listen to me, if you listen to me.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
But anytime, if you hear his name, because I just did a quick look, if you hear his name and someone goes, "Oh, he's a convicted da-da-da," the fuck does his conviction have to do? It wasn't conviction of being negligent or incompetent. If he says something about military, I'd probably listen to it a little bit. Hell, he was so good at his job, he worked as a weapons inspector for the United Nations Special Commission in 91 to 1998. The man's not bad.
No, I'm just saying, I'm looking at it because he talking about it. I'm just looking at the different ones. Because I'm looking at they having this. It said, reporter, what about the school hitting the U.S.-Israel strike in Iran? Israel at the UN, we don't have info. Some say it was the Iran Revolutionary Guard. A country with precise intel on Khamenei's location can't confirm who hit a school full of children. The mask is off. The world is watching. Like I said, this at the UN. They just talking. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Both sides. But it's just United States and Israel saying it was Iran. But they ain't got proof to prove it. They just saying.
I mean, I'm still closer to believing the United States story on it. Number one, based off of Iranian weapon systems. Most of them are severely under sanctions. So they can't pick up some of the needed parts, and they don't have the production facilities for them. They're having to pick them up second or third hand, like Russia is with some of its missiles and tanks. They're ripping apart washing machines for vital electronics, okay? Iran is basing a lot of their technology and weapons off of Russian shit, or they're just buying Russian shit. And we've seen Russian effectiveness in Ukraine. Second, I know our capabilities. We can drop a quote unguided bomb within 10 feet of a target, and yet somehow 100 meters off of a target, a school gets hit by one of our bombs, and we share a lot of the technology with Israel. Now, they're asking for proof of it, but we'd have to have a satellite overhead saying, looking at it the entire time, because you can't have, say, an aircraft overhead all the time without it getting shot down. Or you'd have to have people on the ground there, which we might have special forces or special operations groups there, but they'd have to be in that exact area.
I would just say this. I get what you're saying, but I done seen this before, and it'll be 20 years later, we'll come out and say, yeah, we made that mistake. I'm just saying we done seen it before. They'd come out. The U.S. government will come out and say, we made a mistake. That's like I'm just saying we done seen this before. It's kind of hard to believe. I'm just saying, it's just kind of hard to believe. I know in war there's casualties. That's one thing I do know. It's casualties in war. That's the only thing I can say.
I'm going to point to brother and say, weapon systems and delivery, 100% no, but I do know that the United States keeps a much higher standard of delivery. We're almost like fucking FedEx when it comes to this shit. Okay. I know our weapon systems very well. 100% no, but to the point where we're several hundred meters off and tag a school, certainly not. Now, I can't speak about Israel, right? I do know that they can be precise. They can be just as precise as us because we give them a lot of our tech, thanks to APAC. but they may just ignore it and say, fuck it, we're bombing everything. That's Israel's problem. Well, that's the Iranian people's problem, but that's Israel's cause of the fucking problem. I can't speak for Israel. They're going to do what Israel's going to do.
And that's the thing. And that's what I do think. Like, look, I think I put some stuff up, man. It's like, yeah, and FedEx almost killed Tom Hanks. Bombs dropped, bro. That's war.
I'm trying to figure out how they almost killed Tom Hanks unless we're talking about the Castaway.
No, I'm saying, nah, look, I do think, and I'm not just saying this, we can be so perfect that sometimes I'm not gonna be so. I'll say this, I'm not gonna say that we can't make mistakes. I'm not gonna go with that. Some might have happened, but if to me, I will say that some of the bombardment that's been going on, like we've been saying, they've been hitting all these different bases that they've been attacked. You know, far as where the United States got at.
Are we fighting with Israel? I mean, English language is so fun here. Are we fighting against them? No. Are we fighting alongside them? Yes. To answer that question, are we fighting with Israel? Just because English language is fun.
Sorry. Are we fighting with Israel? Are we fighting with Israel?
Well, I mean, because I could go down to city council and I could get in a fight with 21. Right? Like, English language sucks.
No, but the court, no, that
alongside is where I'm. Where's where
I
my
mean, if
mind
you
is
wanted
going.
more, are we? You know what I'm saying? If you wanted less, you wanted to say, did you hear Rubio just say we went with Israel because Israel forced America's hand? If they did that then I mean, we are being ruled by, as some of the people have been saying we have. Now, you
In
got
which
Tucker
case,
Carlson.
Israel can catch those hands because they're the ones taking more of a beating than we are. And I said earlier, I gives a rat's ass. And we've taken licks for them for over 20 years. They can take some now.
And if they did do that, if they hands with, do you think we need a new president then?
No, because the next president's going to be the same as this one.
So should we cut ties? I'm just asking, like, shit, what we do?
No, I'm not trying to make fun jokes. Here he is.
Are we fighting for Israel is the question. Yeah, I'm thinking, listen, when you listen to it, was none of them missiles that Iran got was going to come over there and attack the United States. And just because people say, oh, if you wasn't in their countries doing little proxy wars, because the United States been fighting these proxy wars over in the Middle East anyway. And that's what I'm saying, because Britain, when they put the Shah up, and if the people, my thing is let the people select who they want to select. We can't keep going because the United States ain't going to let nobody come over here and pick their leader, allegedly.
Actually, and I don't feel like pulling that up right now.
Said what the strikes in day is acceptable misrates, even if it is a school, would be the calculus. So now we trying. I'm gonna say, are we fighting for Israel? Is the question. I'm gonna be honest with you. I look at it like this: if we're gonna end up with boots on the ground. We gonna, in my humble opinion, I think it's gonna be boots on the ground. Because Trump can't pull out. If you pull out, it's gonna look like you lost. And that's how they're gonna take it.
And I'll just sit here and say we shall see. Because my thought, and this is someone who's been over there and did that, the smart thing to do would be to leave it to regional leaders. And if I can see that, then I expect someone getting paid 6 figures a fucking year to analyze intel would come up to the same conclusion. Now, decision makers might have a few lower IQ points than me, but we'll see how it goes. Steve, I made the same argument. However, they do have land-based missile systems. That is a deal. They do have land-based weapon systems that can reach into the strait. You do have to clear out a wide corridor. Now, and how long it stays closed, bombs.
When you got to clear. Now, how many boats do you need to be getting hit till you do that?
Oh, they're probably doing it right now because you don't want those missile systems up either way.
That's what I'm saying. So when Trump say he gonna be there 4 weeks, we just didn't seen this. I wouldn't be surprised if we going into the summer and we still over there.
Also, Steve, we also have to take into consideration that Iran can build several missiles a month, as Rubio pointed out, whereas we can only build so many interceptors. They had time to stockpile.
Right. They looked at the Iraq war.
Now, if you take a look, here's something that's actually been bugging me. United States ship-based missile interceptors are all vertical launch. You have to get those rearmed at port. Same thing about, say, Tomahawk cruise missiles and all of our fun missiles that we use offensively. All of them are vertical launch. So we're going to have to pull those fleets to Bahrain in the same general area to get them restocked and rearmed. That could be a week out, a week of sailing, get every ship refilled, and then week back. The logistics there. I mean, it is nice to have a base in the area, especially one headquartering one of our fleets. But those ships can't be rearmed at sea, at least not the vertical launches.
Facts. And that's what I'm saying. So I feel you, common sense. Like Putin thought he was going to be in Ukraine for a day. Still in there, ain't he?
Now I'm looking at brother different. Because he knows about the old Soviet Silkworm missiles that were given to Iran that we had a bitch fit about. And they still have them. Now, the question is, why haven't they used them against our ships? I mean, taking out a United States nuclear carrier would be a huge prize.
What you think going to happen if that happened? It's going to change. Do you know how Trump going to look? His whole regime. If he lose this.
That's why Iran would do it. Like, fuck it. Our regime's already going down. The country will still exist in one form or another. Facts. We might as well get a trophy while we go.
And
so I'm wondering why they haven't, unless they're older and haven't been maintained properly.
Oh, they being patient.
That's also a possibility. We shall see.
Yeah, it can be paid. Because they already know that at the end of the day, you have to put boots on the ground. And I think, like, with Trump, ain't going to want to happen. But you know what's going to happen. And I'm going to tell you how the Democrats going to play this. And ain't like right now, 3 bodies ain't enough. Or if it's 6, is it 6 so far? It ain't enough.
3 dead, several injured to the point where they had to be evac, counting as casualties. Because once again, casualties are not dead; it's combat incapable. And then you had several with minor shrapnel injuries.
So wait till we start getting 10, 15, 20. Wait till, like you say, we hear some more planes shot down and it's friendly fire. But if you lose that carrier, it's gonna change the whole game. That's when you're gonna see the Republicans gonna be like, but that's why I keep telling people, go watch The Kingdom of Heaven.
Nah, it looks like I was wrong. Brother corrected me. 6 KIA at this point.
18 wounded. Oh, just wait till it get to 20. Then you're gonna see a whole difference. Wait till if we still be in there in the summer.
To walk the middle of the road on this one, casualties are going to happen. Okay. Any politician or any commentator who gets up there and said the United States will take 0 casualties is either hitting the meth pipe pretty fucking hard or lying to you. Okay. The other part is when I think it was Trump, it could have been Rubio, it could have been any of them, vowing vengeance for American casualties. Like, look, I might be on one side or another on this, but sitting there and punching someone in the face and expecting not to get punched back is fucking stupid. Right? Like, don't vow vengeance. Shit. You're in a fight. You're going to get hit. Deal with it. You fucking started it, and while soldiers may have no say, like I was told by my platoon sergeant, don't take it personally when someone tries to kill you. I usually did. But you signed up for this. Whether you knew you were going to go or not, you signed up for the possibility of this.
Right. You signed up thinking that the people that's going to be your leaders wouldn't put you in no BS. See, and I think that's what a lot. I mean, we know now. That's why I think
most soldiers know, like, your politicians are gonna throw you away for one thing or another. Like, that's just standard. The incentive is to get through it and get your free college, or get through it and get disability, or get through it and get your resume looking pretty, especially if you're an officer, right? Like, we all know our politicians are fucking worthless. Go ask off camera, obviously. Go ask anyone in a uniform, hey, do you think any of your politicians are smarter than room temperature IQ? You're usually going to get no. Morning, Wintus.
What it do? What
By
it
the
do?
way, I loved your hair the other day. That pink was.
What up,
really
Cicero?
fun.
I do believe the way this is going, and like I say, Trump can't just pull out, because if you pull out, it's going to show that you lost to Iran, and that's one thing he don't want on this thing.
I mean, there's also the spin of we fucked them up and we left. That you can just pull.
But you said it was gonna change the situation. Now you just killed, and they were set up for you because you didn't stop. The regime wasn't toppled. Even when you say some of the people, because there's people been out in the streets, the regime wasn't toppled. It was like they was waiting on this day to happen. That's what I just think. Like, whoever told Trump them to let's go do this, this was gonna be a short term. It's gonna be over.
Well,
you didn't topple the regime.
Friday saw this coming. And I said Friday, mostly air war, because we haven't moved troops there. I think we were both right. Like, shit popped off in Iran, and it's been an air war thus far. We haven't seen any massive troop movements. I'm still keeping contact with my friends still in. And while they could never tell me if they were going somewhere, they also haven't dropped off the grid like they were cut off or something. So I do know of one friend in Europe currently. He's running with CENTCOM, well, a branch office of CENTCOM. But it is what it is, what it is. And I did say earlier, I saw that young soldier with a TikTok sitting in front of a Connex of duffel bags. We'll see what's actually happening with those. If he's being moved late to the party, which would make zero sense, I would really question the Army Chief of Staff, General George, my old brigade commander. Like, why the fuck haven't you had shit pre-placed? You know, like, brigades, divisions should have already been on borders.
To me, it's just, to me, I'm just looking at it. Said the U.S. Embassy in Jerusalem warns Americans in Israel that they are on their own with no evacuation or direct help available for those trying to leave. Mike Huckabee urges American citizens to follow alarms, stay close to shelters, and take cover immediately. But if you didn't go bomb that day, you wouldn't see. That's what I'd be saying. When people at the top be making them decisions, do you see the other people that's suffering now?
Also, last week they were told to leave the country and leave the region. If you didn't.
But what about the ones who couldn't leave that live there?
Then you live there. you already know where the shit is. But if you're like a tourist, or if you're sent there for business, like, call the head office. No. You can fire me when I get back. But the State Department just said I need to get my dumb ass out of here. So guess what I'm doing? I'm getting my dumb ass out of here.
You got people stuck in Dubai. This is where I look at with the United States. Even you got people stuck in Mexico right now for that stuff that went down. It's like you came in, you creating these wars. And I'll say it, I'll go on a limb. If Trump let another country convince him to go into another country to fight a war, and all hell finna break loose, Trump should not be the president no more. And I do believe on war crimes, he should be pulled up. Like I said, I felt that way with Bush when he went in unprovoked. You got the United Nations saying, and believe this, Trevor, whether we like it or not, all these people who saying they with United States, when that shit get to getting thick and they seeing longer, watch how many people you start be pulling back.
Now, you know my opinion on the United Nations. I use them as a source because I'm usually diametrically opposed to the United Nations. I give a fuck about the United Nations and what they say. Oh, this is. You guys haven't been as the United Nations, been keeping on top of genocides worldwide. So why the fuck are you suddenly giving a shit now? The United Nations is just a bunch of old men in suits sitting there and talking, usually over coffee, and then arguing about geopolitics, but nothing ever gets done. So we're gonna.
But that's the thing. But then
Leave
on
them
one
aside
hand,
there.
we'll go to United Nations. You can't see that's like trying to have it both ways. You go to them on this when they say this, but then I'm using United States. You go for them from this, and then they saying, but you know, on one hand, oh damn, with the United Nations. But then when it's something you want, they good for this. That's what
it's like, a political tool.
Yeah, and that's how you look. Because remember, the United Nations has been telling them to bring Israel up on war crimes. Who been the major veto? United States.
United States.
Yeah.
And when the United States person in that seat wasn't there, it was usually Britain or France that would come up behind it.
Facts. And that's what I'm saying. So when you're looking at it, it's like with the United, in my humble opinion, we shouldn't have been over there. We shouldn't have been in Iraq. And that's why you see a lot of people, if they is saying death to them, that's why we study going getting in other people business. And like with Rubio to say that, for him to say, well, we thought, don't put my mind in your mind. And what I mean by that, because the wicked stuff you might do, I might not, that might not be me. You can't put your mind on me. Well, because I like what America did. They wanted to attack them when they was having meetings on negotiations. You can't put other people's mind on how you is. America was the first ones to drop the atomic bomb on somebody right on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
They dropped it. So for me to say, listen, you can't have none, you know what I'm saying? But you got them and you would drop them. We can't put our mind in other people's minds saying, because this what we'll do, they would do that. I'm not saying who would or who wouldn't, but that's my take on fires on them nuclear weapons. Like, you're going to tell somebody, and then the other countries seen. Iran got to see what happened to Iraq. Iran got to see what happened in Libya. Iran got to see the countries, what all went down. This thing, to me, it was like the way they hit the certain things they hit, this was planned. They've been waiting on America to come. And my thing is, if Israel coming, like how they said Saddam had all this and that, when they sent Colin Powell up there, we doing this for, and then when you went there, you changed the situation up. We didn't have weapons of mass destruction. Well, he put a hit out on my father. Like, it shows the pettiness of us. Like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just shows you they can make anything up and say, and we eat it up. But was you over there in their countries doing BS? Yeah, okay, maybe that's why they might hate you. I like to look. I want root knowledge. I don't want branch knowledge. Don't give me your version. Let's go to the basis on what's going on what this is. If y'all mad, if you can't, and that's what I'm saying. If you can say the Iranians, they was doing this to these people over here, look how the Palestinians was getting did in their country.
Jello Donut, as one of the 5 permanent UN Security Council members, France is internationally legally allowed to have nukes. Now, once again, international law is kind of bullshit, but if people want to poke at international law, there you go. I honestly don't fucking care, because France is fucking France. They'll surrender before anyone looks at them cross-eyed. Hell, they're already talking about surrendering to the United States or Iran. They don't know which one yet. No.
The callousness and the sacrifice of U.S. personnel is disgusting facts. And they just had, if I'm not mistaken, something just got blew up, and Iranians saying we didn't did that. But my thing is, who might sink this ship to make the United States want to get in there? Because remember, we got to talk about the Lusitania. Remember, that got sunk, and it brought America into World War, was it 1 or 2? 1. So what if we get one of our destroyers sink by somebody that's supposed to be with us because they want us to get in a broader war? How we deal with that? Because it didn't came out that certain allies that was supposed to be allies had did things, but we let it slide.
Which allies?
Oh, it was Israel, they said, if I'm not mistaken. So if, like I said, hey, Stowe, you had the one guy, Pollard, who Mike Huckabee met with, the Stowe, the America, what was it, nuclear program, and then gave it to Russia. If I'm not mistaken.
I'm sorry,
Pollard.
I missed that entire part. I was trying to read.
Pollard. Go pull up Pollard, who America just let out of jail, and what he did, and stole secrets from my nuclear program. And he was able to go back to Israel. And Mike Huckabee met with him at the embassy. That's what Tucker Carlson was getting on him. Like, hey, wasn't he a traitor? And Trump let him go back to Israel. I'm just saying. When you look at some of these things, like, who is really your friend? Like I've said, all this is allegedly. This is all this allegedly.
I will go back to the old trusted and true saying, there are no friends in politics, just interest. In this case, it's geopolitics.
I looked at the one FBI. You know who they said they wouldn't let them come into the buildings? Israel. Said because they would study putting spying devices.
Oh yeah, Mossad.
Yeah, but
yeah.
It's not a friend.
Yeah, because we do it to our friends. It's just, if you think there's a country on this planet that does not have U.S. surveillance in it, I got some prime swamp property here in Florida.
But they know, but they say they know it's against the law, and they come out and still get caught.
Mm-hmm. I mean, fuck, we bug fucking British shit. Like, just because we don't like it when it's done to us doesn't mean we ain't gonna do it. We're just gonna bar you from certain places because we know you're gonna do it. That's just, I look at that and go, yeah, that fucking tracks.
No, let me see. Jelly Donut. I seen that. That's what they said. You see some of the Gulf states saying the United States left them vulnerable. They left them vulnerable. That's what I'm saying. Like, when you seeing some of this stuff, it's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But I don't know how true it is. But they said, I think Iran got some of the pictures on Trump. They want to release his stuff. How did they get this information? I'm looking at some stuff now. Like, everybody know about what's going on over here, man.
You're going to hear me talk about Iranian warfighting capabilities, right? Like, in a ground war, I'm pretty sure that they were all right if we went and fought them without air power. But one thing that no one can deny is Iranian intelligence capabilities are fucking amazing, right? Like, from grassroots, just dude walking down the street and getting paid a decent stack to just say what he saw, to people who are trained for it. Iranian intelligence assets are top tier. I don't look at any country spies or intelligence as subpar. I'm sorry, those are some of the only people that fucking care, or not, that I care about. Like, they're some of the only ones I actually look at and go, I would not want to get in a fight with that guy.
Listen, brother, I'm looking at say, well, this was a big FU to the Shia population, the same population you once allied with. Today's friends be tomorrow. I'm gonna say this. Let me say this. Let me see this. Should we have kept the Obama deal in place, or was this Trump just want to destroy anything that was named after Obama? I'm just trying to figure it out.
Can I say no? We shouldn't have kept it in place, and Trump wants to destroy everything Obama.
Okay, I want to go with the
no.
first.
I'm not gonna say everything Obama did was bad. So don't tie me up there.
For the first one, why wouldn't we? Why we shouldn't have kept the deal?
So the deal was Iran was allowed to enrich uranium up to, I believe, 60%, 60% of a nuclear bomb. But that's about what you need for a nuclear reactor to turn the spicy rock spicy enough to boil water and turn a turbine.
Fact.
They went well above that. Well above that. We're talking 80% at that time, with high-speed centrifuges and other fun things just to keep the most radioactive parts. Once you get above a certain point, I believe the minimum for a weapon of mass destruction is about 65%. You can't make a nuke with that. What you can do is make what's called a dirty bomb. So you take your enriched uranium, you grind it up into dust, you mix it in with sand, and then you blow it up over a population. You just spread radioactivity everywhere. Those are called salt bombs. Iran definitely had the capability to do one of those. Not saying they did, like they had one. That is not what I'm saying. But there was a reason why we said your threshold's at 60%. Make the spicy rock spicy enough to boil water and don't go no further. Have nuclear power. That's the deal. Hell, we'll even help fund you. Give them billions upon billions of dollars to help fund them with this. They said, okay, turn around 70%, 80%, higher. And you could look at satellite images and just see the radiation leaking off of some of these places in much higher densities than you would see for even like Fukushima when it was leaking radioactive material all over Japan. So
But
they took the deal, they took the right, the parts of it they wanted, then disregarded the rest. So then why should we not just throw the entire fucking thing out?
But why not keep peace in place if they complying? I mean,
They weren't complying. They jumped over that compliance point.
Okay, this is what I want to say too about this. We going with that, right? Did you know the Khomeini that they had in him before they just took him out? See, this is the thing. When you knock somebody out,
The old Ayatollah?
the Ayatollah Khomeini, the one who's no longer with it,
The one that died in the helicopter accident in the mountains, correct?
No, the one they bombed, he was at home.
Oh, okay, that one. Because you said the old one, I'm like,
I meant to say the one is no longer, he just passed away.
okay, gotcha.
This what it is. He was the one, when you saying that they went over the threshold, and I was just reading, he was the one who didn't want them to go to the fires with doing nukes. Now you might get the new ones in who might want to go ahead. Hey, let's do this. But going back to it, if they didn't fire no missiles or nothing, because then once again we going back to Marco Rubio, they going to attack us. That's you putting your mind in their mind. If Iran never, you know what I'm saying? If they never did when they dropped the bomb on another country, this or that or whatever. If they didn't did this, we can't go put our mind in theirs and gonna say, well, we did this because they didn't meet these thresholds. My thing is, if you didn't have no problem, you tearing that deal up and going over there, look what you got now. If you would have kept Obama thing in place, regardless, they still didn't send no missiles or nothing. Whether if you like Obama deal or not, they wouldn't firing no missiles or nothing. And that's going again.
That was part of the deal. Like, hey, no U.S. intervention if you don't go past this point. They went past that point. You have to keep your own red line there. You have to keep your own promise. Like if I look at someone and say, I'm going to fucking hit you if you touch my truck. If he touches my truck, I have to hit him now. You go over that point, there's going to be repercussions.
But like you said,
for sanctions.
If you touch my truck, if you don't touch it,
I gave a red line. Hold up. I'm not saying in terms of attack. I'm saying I gave you a red line. I gave you a thing not to fucking do. They went and did the thing that I told them not to do. Don't go above this threshold.
But that's probably what the problem is. That's why they was able to sit back, because you looking at it. Because I'll be like this: how you looking at me with nuclear weapons? You got Israel over here with nuclear weapons. You had South Africa over here with nuclear weapons when WFD de Klerk was running them. Then you got India, Pakistan. Nuclear weapons is just a thing to call détente. Meaning if you fire, I'm gonna fire something. That's what Russia got. Like United, you drop something, we gonna drop something.
Mad, mutually assured destruction.
Yeah, but so what that is, that'll stop. That's you saying, listen, you just ain't gonna come over here and whoop me. Because just look what Muammar Gaddafi did. He got rid of his weapons and everything. They saying what United States them did. Came on in. To me, what I'm looking at is the Iranian people like, listen, if we're gonna go standing up and not on our knees.
By the way, going back, I was looking because I thought it was Gaddafi that used chemical weapons. It was not. Let me go ahead and back that up. It was Syria.
Yeah,
the whole Syrian thing. So
who was behind it though?
That was their government.
Okay, go look who was funding the wars, and we'll see. It was somewhere. It's going to be a Western.
Russia was backing their government, we were backing the rebels.
Yeah, that's
The
what I'm
government
saying.
gassed the rebels. Russia, in that case, then.
Yeah,
Not
but
America.
but I'm saying, but if you had America arming the rebels, so we was playing one side of the war and Russia was playing on the other side now, because this side went a little rougher, because that's the same thing we talk about when Iran and Iraq war. But you had Western powers that was backing them. Hey, basically, that's what's being said, Alan. I agree with you. So you mean to tell me if I have a country, I'm not allowed to protect my nation to the fullest? Just must be that. I'm saying this is how the government. That's what I mean. How the United States government is. They feel like, just like Israel, we're not gonna let you come in and check what we got. Just like France, we got this and that, and it goes back to like, hold on, you can't tell me what I can have if you got. That's what I'm saying. It's like America trying to have this moral authority over another country. And I'm not saying Iran. I haven't been there. You know what I'm saying? But I know that if they people toppled the Shah of Iran, maybe the country was fed up with him. Evidently something he was doing. If the people toppled him, if Britain put a part, that's just like me, Trevor. I come here, I put my puppet in on coming here, run your land. This your country. I bring somebody in that's not from there. From there, but might be wicked. We put him in and he running your land. You wouldn't go for that. The people wouldn't go for that. And then if they eventually rise up, it might take 100 years. If they eventually rise up, all you gotta do is look at America with Britain. Then America didn't want to pay no more taxes.
Mm-hmm.
And this what they did. They took it. So because Britain want to put their proxies up. And it's just like I said, it depends on how you look at it. You cannot go through life.
Alan, I don't want to live in the world that you want to live in, because at some point, if every nation is allowed to have nukes, at some point you will get a dude who is very unstable to use it. Look, we've only had 2 nukes used in anger and throughout all of human history now. They've been a thing for over 80 years now, coming up on 100. I'd say that's a pretty good record of not using them, and that's because they've been kept exclusive. Now, would I like to see a world without nukes altogether? Yes, personally. Do I think that's anywhere near reasonable or something that reality will ever allow? No. No. Not happening. But especially in a region which has conflicts often, whether instigated from the outside or not, having nukes in that general area, you'd see them used. I could almost fucking guarantee you that.
But once again, we going off the mind that we trying to put on other people. That's once again, and that's what I'm saying. We can't put our mind, but we think somebody gonna do it.
I don't have to put my mind on someone else, because I know I wouldn't use them. Now, what I am doing is playing the odds.
No, that's
and
not
the
odds.
Oh,
That's
yes, it is.
No, that's you going saying I'm telling you that you might say, oh, you're right. To your understanding, them playing the odds. I'm saying to your understanding, because just like to my understanding, to me, that's not playing the odds. That's going on saying, listen, I might want to come kill y'all. I'm just gonna use how they say. If I'm telling you, you're going to come attack me, in my mind, I think you're going to attack me. I'm doing my thinking for you.
Okay, I'm not saying you're going to attack me. I'm saying they're going to be used. And you could just get a crackpot. Fuck. How many world leaders do you trust with nukes? Do you trust us with nukes?
I'll give you a better example. Ask Nagasaki or Hiroshima, do they trust America with nukes? Let's go ask people who's been used on. Because we just saying this, we here. Go ask the people do they trust America with nukes? That's the question you need to ask, because we here. You know what I'm saying?
Well, as they're under our nuclear umbrella now, I'd say yeah.
Yeah, so right, that's what we the ones who used it. That's what I'm saying. Go ask them.
Nuclear umbrella is a defensive thing that we do for countries without. We promise to use our nukes in defense of them if they are nuked.
Why the Gulf states hollering right now saying America's left them abandoned?
Because we aren't fucking putting absolutely everything in the air to defend their fucking land while missiles go straight. Like, okay, you have to have some of your own defenses. This is kind of you know, the regional pact we have. Yes, I'm going to put my base there. Yes, you are going to get money for it. Yes, you may be targeted. You might have to defend yourself. We will come to your aid and we will help, but we won't do absolutely fucking everything for you.
But you started this, that we let your bases be. They use the atomic bomb. My bad, Jelly Donut. They use, yeah, but they use, but but your bases is in our area. What you mean you're not gonna protect us? We didn't tell you to go strike Iran. You did this and you didn't think about the blowback that was coming. That's what I'm saying. If the United States pull out, you leave Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, all them
UAE, Jordan.
UAE.
You want me to run through them all?
No, I'm just saying you leave all them people.
Okay, no.
It was an atomic bomb.
Still nuclear.
Yeah, but
atomic bomb. God, no, they were used. I can 100% say that. We use very small ones, but biggest that we could make at the time. It isn't like we were fucking holding back, right? And they have definitely come a long way. And it seems like your understanding of nukes isn't, I don't want to say advanced, but so you can have them as small as suitcase bombs, right? Tactical nuclear weapons. Tactical just means it changes the battlefield. Now, the ones that you're thinking of that will level an entire city are strategic nuclear weapons, or city killers, as they're often referred to. A low-yield tactical bomb wouldn't even destroy Flint.
Jelly Donut, have you seen how some of the babies that's been, even the vegetation, like where it still got the you know, them people still having cancers from the atomic bomb being dropped over there?
Nagasaki. Actually has a plaque that says, yes, we've been nuked. Our background radiation is now about that of the rest of the world. Like, they in their own city, they have this.
No, I will show you the pictures. I'm gonna go get them that they was put up to show you how they was affected from this stuff. I'm just saying they still affected to this day. Even the vegetation, you got some of it where it leaked into the waters over there. Like, no, it wasn't. Don't get it twisted. It wasn't. They still some of them people still suffering from that outbreak from back then. Yeah, no, I go pull up some of the stuff. I wish y'all would catch Savior's Day.
All right,
and it should be.
So Blackstone monolith at Nagasaki Peace Park marks the hypocenter, a plaque detailing that the atomic bomb exploded 500 meters above this point on August 9th, 1945. It describes a fierce wind blast and heat rays and deadly radiation that killed 150,000 people and reduced the area to rubble, noting it was initially thought to be uninhabitable. However, it goes on to say that the background radiation is about the same as the rest of the planet at this case. Now, hydrogen bombs is the fun one that will level a fucking city and nothing is left, and all you have is a glowing crater. And by fun, I mean absolutely fucking horrifying. But what we used back in World War II were slug bombs. So so as far as you come into human technology, you're still always going to have two things held together by wooden sticks. And that's exactly what the what the uranium and plutonium slugs in the World War II bombs were. It was a stick with a hole in the bottom piece of uranium holding up the top piece, and once it hit a certain area, it snapped the stick and slammed them together, causing critical mass. Yeah. Whereas today, you have a polygon of uranium about the size of my fist, cut like a stop sign, and then you have equal amounts of C4 placed on every single one of them, every face, and all those C4 chunklets will blow up simultaneously, push it in, and crush it to hit critical mass. And that one's far, far more powerful. And then you have ones that are enriched with hydrogen.
Yeah. Well, we did over the 2 hours, Trevor. I had to get up out of it. That was my call. I got a bounce. You got any parting words?
Nope. I'm still deciding if I'm going to do charcoal today or if I'm just going to lounge about.
I'll see y'all later, family. I'll see y'all later. I got to get up out of it. No, facts shooting the shit, T. That's what I was saying. You go back and look. There's more to this, to what they saying. Look at Flint. They saying the water fixed here. That's what I'm saying. So when you looking at these stories, they say you have to really go to the people and hear what they saying. Because here, they don't want it all. Look deeper with the nukes used in Japan. Hard for you to read what you noted of why there isn't any radiation anymore.
I'm going off the Japanese government, who has every incentive to keep bitching about radiation if they wanted to, and picking up even more international sympathy.
But this same thing we're here saying they might be radioactive fatigue. Just think about how they saying the water here fixed. Government. But I'll see y'all later on, family. Peace.